Good morning. As Women's Month grows to a close, today we're talking about something a little different, the business of being a woman. And with me is Dr. Heidi Frere from Best You Medical Wellness. Good morning, Dr. Heidi, and welcome.
Thank you, Adi. Thank you for having me.
So, the womanhood, the business of being a woman, is complicated. We have so many roles to fulfill, and we are caregivers in every sphere of our lives, whether it be at the workplace, whether it be in the home, but yet we don't necessarily take care of ourselves. What do you recommend from a being a best you perspective, a holistic wellness perspective?
So, Odette, I think you're absolutely right. Women are just natural nurturers. And it's not to say that men are not,
Yeah.
but it's a woman's natural inclination to take care of others. And often when we think of taking care of ourselves, we may feel a little bit of guilt or shame first
Yeah.
before we commit to some self-care.
Is self-care expensive?
So, no, not at all. And this is, I think, a common misperception. If we were to take just a simple journey along a healthy road, eating more nutritious food
Yeah.
can make the world of difference to how you feel.
Right.
It doesn't have to necessarily mean a weight loss journey, but just a healthy journey. Weight loss is sometimes comes just par for the course as we journey towards health. Taking care of our skin, a manicure, a pedicure, a new hairdo. It doesn't always have to involve medical aesthetics. And so I think it's important to just bring women back to this huge issue of self-care.
What is it about looking good that has women all wound up? And what are the ways that women can take care of themselves so that they age gracefully, look natural? What are the things that women need to do?
So I would just, for a woman who just hasn't embarked on this journey at all, this topic of self-care may seem quite foreign to her. I would start with things like self-talk. You look at yourself in the mirror. What are you saying? Because our inward expression and our outward expression are so intricately linked. I would start off just taking better care of myself, my skin, and looking at the food that I'm eating. I would look at sleep. I would look at exercise, absolutely crucial. And then, of course, we get on to the more intricate and more detailed topics about medical aesthetics, which is anti-wrinkle injections and other such things, which we now know help prevent aging. And so that's a key aspect.
There's such a stigma, though, around anti-wrinkle aesthetics. So why is it that women are so afraid of injections, Botox, the big B,
Yes.
fillers?
Yeah. So Odette, I think it really does need to start with a conversation amongst women. I think sometimes there's a lot of judgment towards each other as women. If a woman needs to have an injection and her embarking on her self-care journey involves something that another woman might consider more torturous, it's her own choice. And I think we need to be authentic. I think we need to allow each other to be authentic and to acknowledge those choices.
I think it's so important that we are the best version of ourselves, for ourselves, that is, not compared to anybody else. And what is the role of supplements? There's a lot of talk, especially during COVID, around making sure that you supplement properly, take the right vitamins, take the right, minerals for your body.
Yes.
What do you recommend?
So, first and foremost, a good diet, good nutritious whole food is, it needs to be the building block for supplements. I always talk to my patients about the sustainability of taking too many supplements, both from a cost perspective, but also I don't think we're meant to take a handful of pills every day.
Yeah.
So my drive towards supplementation is largely based on evidence from blood tests and what that person as an individual needs.
Right. There's
based
no
on the
one size
insight.
fits all.
Exactly.
That's it. I
Yeah.
understand. But
Yeah.
what you eat directly affects your skin and your hair and your nails, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So from a woman's perspective,
Mm.
to be the best you, how do we get past the horrible PMSs, and what's a natural remedy to help us through that moody part of our
Yes.
being?
So I think a simple thing for women to start doing is just monitor your month so that you know exactly when you are going to be premenstrual.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of women don't know. They're not in touch with their cycles. And so if you know when that is and you manage your diary around that,
Right.
you'll be able to get more sleep, not take on anything that is too overwhelming or stressful,
Mm-hmm.
and eat better during that time. Not do too much exercise, but have rest during that time.
And then for the average woman out there, what is the best form of skincare? What do you recommend from a very basic point of view, from an anti-aging and a skin protection perspective? What does every woman need to know? What's the basics that we all need to adhere to?
So we most need a twice a day
Right.
regime of cleansing
Mm-hmm.
and moisturizing. Most women would also add in toning, but I would actually avoid that. For most medical doctors, skincare products, it's cleansing, moisturizing, it's a serum, and it's an SPF 50. Very,
Right.
very important. Sunscreen. Protection is key.
I know that the slimming business is big business. And if you go into any pharmacy, you always see a lot of women standing bewildered in front of all of these products that profess to help you lose weight fast, help you lose weight now. Is there a quick fix?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, it really does need a multifaceted approach. And often, look, there are many professionals who can assist. I
Right.
think whatever women do, whether it be to seek the advice of a dietitian, a nutritionist, a health coach, or an exercise trainer, there is going to be some benefit. I think it's important that they just start on the self-care journey. But often you might need some insights from blood tests into whether or not there's an underactive thyroid or whether or not there's an insulin resistance or diabetes type of issue.
Especially in South Africa, where we've got such a
Especially.
massive diabetes
Yes.
problem. So my takeouts from you today are, for the everyday woman, the most important start of the journey is go to your GP.
Absolutely.
Have your bloods taken.
Yes.
There isn't a one size fits all. Steer clear of just taking stuff over the counter if you don't know yourself holistically.
Yes.
Right? So get to know yourself and make the investment of time and a little bit of money
Yes.
in order to take care of yourself so that you can be the best you possible.
Absolutely.
I read a little statistic somewhere that it costs something like 30 cents or so a day. If you just put 30 cents away a day, you'd have enough money to look after yourself aesthetically, holistically, etc. So it's not that out of reach for everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So many amazing things to talk about.
Yes.
The business of womanhood is complicated, as we all know, but it is a business and it's serious. And as women, we need to spend a little bit more time taking care of ourselves. I get that. Self-care. I'm going to commit to taking some of your advice. So ladies, what we've learned from Dr. Frere today is that self-care is very important. It's important to take the time to look after yourself, because if you can't look after yourself and if you aren't whole, you have nothing to give to others, right? Look good, feel good. Feel good, be good. I think that's the lesson out of today. Being a woman is serious business. Make the investment.